Hey everybody, Buck you here, and I just want to talk about the Bucs and Seahawks game that just ended. Well, not really just ended. It ended at about 1 o'clock. But good news is we got a win. We was able to hold on for the win, and it was definitely a team win. A lot of people showed up and played great. It was play against Seattle Seahawks in Germany against Geno Smith, who has been playing on a Pro Bowl level. This is the best Geno we've seen ever from his time with the Jets, the Giants. This is the best Geno Smith we've ever seen. And they still got DK Metcalf. But, I'm go over some key points of the game. First, Julio Jones. I don't want to say he's back, but it was good to see him play a big contributing role. And, he scored a 31-yard touchdown run, which was big. And then, Scotty Miller, who should have scored, but it's just like Scotty Miller should have had a touchdown. But he jumps when he doesn't have to. And this happened last week against the Rams, when he could have had the game-winning touchdown, but he just unnecessarily jumps. And he just can't connect with the ball. And he just doesn't catch the ball. And I hope it's not a trend or a problem. Leonard Fournette scores a touchdown, and Leonard Fournette played like he knew his job was being threatened. He knew like he had some footsteps coming behind his starting position, so he knew he had to play like he was a madman. Devin White playing with a heavy heart. He had an unfortunate death in the family, which is always unfortunate. And he had a kind of game that kind of reminded me of our other former linebacker, Quan Alexander, who I think his little brother that passed away, and he played against the Atlanta Falcons in the Georgia Dome, and he had the game of his life. Quan Alexander was, and it kind of reminded me of that game. But I hope Devin White is doing okay, and prayers up for his family, and I hope he can find comfort in his teammates. So like I said, this was Leonard Fournette's best game since the scoring drive against the Baltimore Ravens on a Thursday night football game, where he scored the touchdown opening drive. Actually, the first touchdown of the game. This was the best version of Leonard Fournette. But I don't think it's enough for him to keep his job moving forward, though, because, and I'm going to get to it in a minute, but Rachaad White was a man today. He was an animal today, man. Tom Brady tried the Super Bowl play where he did against the Eagles, where, he played receiver, basically. And he had Leonard Fournette throwing the ball. But in the Super Bowl, Brady just couldn't catch it. In this game, it got intercepted. And the problem I have with that is Brady is trying to be a gadget receiver. Even if he would have caught that, he would have got lit up. But he got picked off, and Brady needs to stop doing that. It's just not going to work. DK Metcalf bullied our corners. He was bullying, he was pushing, he was bulldozing. He was just being physical, and our corners are just not big enough to hang with DK Metcalf. Our corners they're not strong enough, and DK Metcalf is a physical specimen. Again, Devin White was all over the field. He had a forced fumble at the goal line. And like I said, Quan Alexander had the game when he had I think his little brother passed away. And I forgot the corner's name. I think it was Alteron Vernon. He had a game where his father passed away, and he had come up with an interception. And it kind of reminded me of those two games. Again, Devin White playing with a heavy heart. And I hope that, again, he can find comfort in family and teammates. But the person I want to talk about is Rachaad White. This man is a violent runner. Violent. Like, he is a destroyer. He had this run where it reminded me of Marshawn Lynch in the playoffs against the Saints. And Rachaad White reminds me of a prime Marshawn Lynch, or even a young Adrian Peterson. But he has to be careful, though, because that kind of run style does shorten careers. Chris Godwin, who's been quiet all season, played very good today. He had some big catches, as well as Mike Evans. But Kenneth Walker for the Seahawks, that running back, is going to be a player. He's going to be a big part of the offense. And he was just everywhere. Like, he was just making all kinds of big plays. So they seem to trust him a lot. When Geno Smith threw the touchdown to Marquise Goodwin, the former 49er, I got a little worried, about, oh my God, we're going to drop this. We're going to be a Baltimore Raven and, give up a 4-quarter lead. But Rachaad White was able to put some runs together to ice the clock, and we was able to win the game. And that was the game, 21-16. But I got another poll up on Twitter. Who should be our running back going forward, Leonard Fournette or Rachaad White? And it seems like y'all thinking it's going to be Rachaad White because he's younger, he's more physical. Leonard Fournette doesn't have that power, that burst anymore. But we'll see how it goes. But guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you.